Good evening and welcome to the School District of Springfield Township Board of School Directors regular board meeting. Let's all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Reading of the mission statement. Mrs. Nelson?
The mission of the School District of Springfield Township is to educate and develop all students as learners and citizens who are high-achieving, resilient, and responsible in a changing global community.
Thank you. Roll call, Mr. King?
Mr. Chapman. Here. Ms. Casalis.
Here.
Mr. Lapidus.
Here.
Ms. Nelson.
Here.
Mr. Rayer. Ms. Sarsfield.
Here.
Dr. Taratusky. Mr. Taylor. Ms. Slopinski.
Announcements. The board, at its discretion, may videotape all or any portion of public board meetings subject to the limitations set forth in Policy 006.2, Broadcasting of Meetings. Board meetings will be broadcast on Friday afternoon following the board meeting. Are there any public comments on agenda items? Approval of minutes. May 17th, 2016, regular meeting, board minutes P. June 7th, 2016, interim meeting, board minutes Q. Is there a motion? Is there a second? Second. Are there any questions or comments? Mr. King?
Mr. Chapman.
Aye.
Ms. Casalis.
Aye.
Mr. Lapidus. Aye. Ms. Nelson.
Aye.
Ms. Sarsfield.
Aye. Approval of Treasurer's Report. Treasurer's Report J. Is there a motion?
Motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
Are there any questions or comments? Mr. King?
Mr. Chapman.
Aye.
Ms. Casalis.
Aye.
Mr. Lapidus. Aye. Ms. Nelson.
Aye.
Ms. Sarsfield.
Aye. Reports and information. Recognitions and awards.
Thank you, Mrs. Sarsfield. It's my pleasure this evening to be able to take this opportunity to recognize members of our Springfield Township community who will be retiring from service here in the school district. These people in combination have given many, many years of dedicated service to our students and have worked collegially with our staff to provide the most outstanding outcomes to our students. So in order for us to be able to do this special recognition, and I apologize, it looks like I'm behind the actual retirement gifts, so I can't see everyone as clearly as I'd like to, but I will stand along with our principals. I've asked Mr. Thomas, Dr. Mitchell, and Mr. McLaurin, who are the individuals who work most closely with our retirees, to do the honors. And I just want to say to all of our retirees, as I will after they're finished, we do have a parting gift for you, but you're really the ones that are leaving us with the gifts, all of the memories that you've created for students in your many, many long years of tenure in the district, and we thank you for that. So first, I'll turn it over to Dr. Tina Mitchell.
Good evening, everyone. Can you hear me? All right. Karen, would you like to come up? So this evening, I'd like to honor Mrs. Karen Austin, who has worked in our district for the past 16 years as a guidance counselor and the school principal of Enfield Elementary School. I have had the pleasure of working with Karen for the past 10 years. And one of the things that I enjoy most about Karen, just in case you don't know her as well as I do, is she has a really interesting sense of humor that can just brighten up anyone's day. But what has stood out most to me about Karen is the strength, patience, and resiliency that she has modeled for her staff, colleagues, and the students throughout her tenure in the district. Karen knows what it means to serve. She truly knows what it means to serve. And that's whether she's serving kids, whether she is lending her ear to one of the teachers at our school, or whether she's being a critical friend to me, she knows what it means to serve. So Karen, thank you so much for being a friend, and I'm gonna miss you. Karen and I have a lot of lunches scheduled together.
Karen, this is a gift of recognition for you on behalf of your many years of service, and it's a token of appreciation and thanks for all you've done for the students of Springfield. Thank you very much.
All right, at this time, good evening, everyone. I'd like to honor our two retirees, but first I'd like to have Ms. Donna Hempel come on up. So Donna has been a part of our school district for the past 21 years. And I had the opportunity to get to know Donna this year. And one of the things that stood out to me most in working with Donna is her passion for students, her passion for Springfield Township, and her passion for our overall community. Just this past week, we had the opportunity to recognize Donna in our closing assembly. And one of the ways that you can get a true sense of whether or not someone leaves a mark and leaves an impression upon people is, what do the kids have to say? We're here to serve kids, and so at our closing assembly, there was a video that took place, and in that video, you could capture and listen and hear the kids share all of the ways that Mrs. Hempel has touched them throughout the course of the years. It was rather emotional for all of her students, but when you see that type of video and you see the impact that she has had on students, you really know that, wow, this is a person who has been committed to our school community. And for that, Mrs. Hempel, we want to say thank you for your years of service, and we appreciate everything that you've done for us, so thank you.
So Donna, this is a gift of recognition for you as well, again, and grateful appreciation for all you've done for the students. And just one note to add, I don't know if any of you realize this, but Donna really is a real teacher with a teaching degree and credentials, and you can just tell by the way she interacts with the students that she knows exactly what she's doing and what those kids need. So Donna, thank you so much for everything. Thank you.
At this time, we'd like to honor Mimi Mara, who's also retiring. If you could come on up, Mimi. Mimi has been with our district for the past 17 years, and she's worked in our middle school and our elementary school. And so over the past years, Mimi has been such a champion for students. She's worked with students all across in both buildings, in middle school and the elementary school, and she has just been a champion in all the work that she's done. Once again, one of the things that stands out, I think, in any time you leave from a profession is what do people have to say? And when you ask about Mimi, one of the things you always get is the smile she has on her face, the interaction she has with the kids, the positive energy that she brings to a building and to a school community. And once again, at that closing assembly, it was powerful to hear what the students had to say about you and all the things that they're going to miss about you. And they also had the chance to share some recommendations for her to do upon her retirement, which I'm sure that she'll take with you. But seriously, on behalf of the faculty and the kids at Erdenheim Elementary School, you have definitely been such a pleasure and such a benefit for us to have in our school building. And for that, we want to say thank you for all of your years of service.
Mimi is another one of those folks that has just boundless energy. Even yesterday, when everybody else was kind of collapsing because it was the end of the school year, she was zipping around, talking to the kids in the hallways and just exuding that same happiness about being with the kids. So Mimi, we're truly going to miss you and hope you will accept with our grateful appreciation this token on behalf of your many years of service.
Good evening, everyone. So it's my pleasure to speak on behalf of one of Springfield's finest, Ms. Gibson. Want to come up and join me here, Lynn? Yes. Thank you so much. So unfortunately, I've only had the pleasure of knowing Lynn for this past year. And when I speak to any of her colleagues, there's just so many stories and so much, as Mr. McLaurin said a moment ago, so much passion that people talk about that Lynn had for her students. And I only wish I could have spent more time learning from you with that. Because I've only spent 1 year, I don't know all of Lynn's accolades, but I wrote some of them down. I believe you started teaching about 30 years ago. 27 years have been in Springfield specifically, and started off as a kindergarten teacher, and then the most of your time as a 7th grade teacher, teaching both language arts and science. I'm sorry, social studies, I apologize. See, I'm still learning. She worked as a student council advisor as well as Reading Olympics advisor, and you were a team leader as well for a number of years. And as I think about it, these accolades are all very nice, but truly I think the work that you have done is with all of those students. And by my estimates, 80 students per year for 27 years is about 2,300 kids of lives you've touched over your 27 years. So it's pretty amazing. So good luck in your retirement. Thank you for all of your service to the staff, the kids, and the community overall. You've made it a better place. So congratulations. Come back and visit us.
So Lynn, as many people know, is one half of the dynamic duo. And unfortunately, her partner in crime, Linda Hammond, who's also retiring, could not be here tonight, but they were really putting on quite a show at their retirement dinner a little while back, and it was a pleasure to watch them enjoying being the brunt of a lot of jokes and some funny songs and so forth, which were all very, very well deserved. Anybody knows that when you walk down the hallway at the middle school, there is the Hammond-Gibson, or should I say, since she's the one who's here, the Gibson-Hammond end of the hallway. And I can tell you it was always a delight to be able to walk down to that end of the hallway. And never once did Lynn ever refuse my saying, "May I come into your classroom?" She would always come in, she always welcomed me with open arms, and that's just the kind of an individual she is. She has an open heart, an open mind, and an open soul, and we're going to miss you very much, Lynn. So please take this gift of our appreciation, take it with you, but know that you'll always be with us.
So just a couple comments, because I just personally want to give brief recognition. So I'll start with Karen. So Karen was principal at Enfield when my daughter started there. And your first kid going to kindergarten, you're really nervous. And the minute I met Karen, I immediately felt comfortable. I knew that my daughter was going to be in a safe and loving and fun place. And as her guidance counselor, as her principal, you know, I always saw a true passion and a true love, not only for my daughter, but the kids at Enfield. So just on behalf of my child personally, Karen, I want to thank you for your years that you so lovingly cared for her. And I hope you enjoy your retirement. You deserve it.
Thank you very much.
And Lynn, of course, having, again, my own child for English, and my child's not a lover of reading or writing at all. And you made that classroom a place that was supportive for her, where she felt that she had the ability to make mistakes, but to grow from them and to learn. And you always encouraged her. And that really sticks out with me, and I know in her memory. So I thank you for, you know, supporting her. Thank you very much. And Mimi and Donna, I know I saw you guys a lot when I was in the building substituting, and your, same thing, your dedication and your love for your work and for the kids, I don't think was ever unnoticed by anyone in the staff, and I certainly recognized it. So thank you for all of your service to the school district.
All right, we have one more presentation, but first I just want to take a moment to thank Mrs. Sarsfield for covering for Mrs. Lipinski, who is away and couldn't be here this evening, so thank you for filling in. So one more bit of recognition. Dr. Mitchell, would you please come forward? And we don't have anything to hand you, at least not yet. But I did want to take this opportunity to recognize Tina for all of her devoted service to the students, many, many students, not only at Enfield, but also at the middle school and at Erdenheim. 3 out of 4 schools isn't bad in terms of service within a school district. And she's guided the lives of many, many children as they've gone through from kindergarten all the way up through the middle school. Many of those children are now in high school, and she's just done an absolutely phenomenal job. Tina is moving on to the world of higher education, so their gain is definitely going to be our loss. So Tina, we all want to just take this opportunity to thank you for all of your service and wish you the very best.
Now we'll be moving on to new business. Number 1, personnel. Personnel attachment. Recommended motion, the Board of School Directors approves the following personnel as presented in the attachment: administrative personnel, certificated personnel, support personnel, temporary personnel, extra pay for extra responsibilities, extended school year, conference workshop attendance. Is there a motion? Is there a second? Are there any questions or comments? Mr. King? Aye. Number 2, 2016-2017 budget items. Recommended motion. The Board of School Directors approves the following 2016-2017 budget items. Attachment JJJ. A, the 2016-2017 school year expenditure budget in the amount of $55,456,326 requiring a tax rate of 31.6638 mils, representing an increase of 0.5872 mils, or an increase of 1.89 over the current tax rate. B, the resolution for the homestead/farmstead exclusion as required by Special Session Act 1 of 2006 in order for taxpayers to receive taxpayer relief funds. 5,326 households will receive a reduction in the amount of $336.40 from their tax bills. Is there a motion? Is there a second? Are there any questions or comments? Mr. King?
Mr. Chapman. Mrs. Salas. Mr. Lapis. Ms. Nelson. Ms. Sarsfield.
Aye.
Okay, I would just like to take this opportunity to make a comment or two about the budget, and thank you to the board for passing it at this rate, which happens to be one of the 4 lowest tax increase rates, the 1.89%, in the last 14 years. In the past 3 years, we've actually been below the Act 1 index in terms of that increase in the percentage rate. So I'm very, very pleased about the challenging work that we've done in order to maintain very leveled and minimal tax increases for the community members. I do want to take this opportunity to thank all of our administrators for working so diligently, especially since the passage of the preliminary budget, when we were looking at over a 5% increase. The administrators really sharpened their pencils and helped to reduce what is currently the rate. And then, of course, the rest of the work was done in conjunction with not only Mrs. Kerr, who very carefully was looking at accurate and precise figures regarding salary and benefits and assisted us with that, and that is a huge and monumental task. And of course, Mr. King as well, who diligently looked at assessments, assessment rates. There's a bond refinancing motion that's on tonight. So he always looks at ways for us to effect more efficiencies, and in consultation with both him and Mrs. Kerr, we were successfully able to reduce this budget. So I just wanted to highlight the efforts that went into bringing it to the current level that it is. Thank you all.
Thank you. Number 3, overnight field trips. Recommended motion, the Board of School Directors approves various 2016-2017 athletic activities, overnight field trips as per the attachment III KKK LLL. Is there a motion? Is there a second? Are there any questions or comments? Mr. King?
Mr. Chapman. Mrs. Salas. Mr. Lapis. Ms. Nelson. Ms. Sarsfield.
Aye. Number 4, extended school year agreement with the Nexus School. Recommended motion. Board of School Directors approves the agreement between the Nexus School and Springfield Township School District for student 2016-0621-01 for the extended school year program. Is there a motion? Is there a second? Are there any questions or comments? Mr. King?
Mr. Chapman. Mrs. Salas. Mr. Lapis. Ms. Nelson. Ms. Sarsfield.
Aye. Number 5, school year agreement with the Nexus School. Recommended motion. The Board of School Directors approves the agreement between the Nexus School and Springfield Township School District for student 2016-0621-3 for 2016-2017 school year. Is there a motion? Is there a second? Are there any comments or questions? Mr. King?
Mr. Chapman. Mr. Salas. Mr. Lapis. Ms. Nelson. Ms. Sarsfield.
Aye. Number 6, School year agreement with the Nexus School. Recommended motion. The Board of School Directors approves the agreement between the Nexus School and Springfield Township School District for student 2016-0621-04 for the 2016-2017 school year. Is there a motion? Is there a second? Are there any questions or comments?
Mr. Chapman? Aye. Mr. Salas? Mr. Lapis? Aye. Ms. Nelson? Ms. Sarsi?
Aye. Extended school year, number 7, extended school year agreement with Camp Pegasus. Recommended motion. The Board of School Directors approves the agreement between Camp Pegasus and Springfield Township School District for student 2016-0621-02 for the extended school year program. Is there a motion? Is there a second? Any questions? Any questions or comments? Jeannie?
Mr. Chapman? Mr. Salas? Mr. Lapis? Ms. Nelson? Ms. Sarsi?
Number 8, Lakeside Educational Network. Recommended motion. The Board of School Directors approves the agreement between Lakeside Educational Network and Springfield Township School District for the 2016-2017 school year, as per the attachment MMM. Is there a motion? Is there a second? Are there any questions or comments?
Mr. Chapman? Aye. Mr. Salas? Mr. Lapis? Ms. Nelson? Ms. Sarsi?
Aye. Number 9, approval of financial and student software. Recommended motion. The Board of School Directors approves the renewal agreement with SunGard for K through 12 education, student information, and financial systems software from July 1st, 2016 to June 30th, 2017. Attachment NNN. Is there a motion? Is there a second? Any questions or comments?
I just have a quick question. Is this something that, we don't go to bid for something like this? This is just a service that we renew every year? Or they're a sole source provider kind of thing?
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions or comments? Mr. King?
Mr. Chapman? Aye. Mr. Salas? Mr. Lapis? Ms. Nelson? Ms. Sarsi?
Aye. Number 10, Act 93 Agreement. Recommended motion. The Board of School Directors approves the Act 93 Agreement between the Springfield Township Administrative Association and the School District of Springfield Township, pending solicitor and superintendent approval for the time frame of July 1st, 2016 to June 30th, 2019. Is there a motion? Is there a second? Are there any questions or comments? Mr. King?
Mr. Chapman? Aye. Mr. Salas? Mr. Lapis? Ms. Nelson? Ms. Sarsi?
Aye.
I'd just like to take this opportunity to thank Mr. McLaurin and Mr. Oliver, who successfully negotiated on behalf of the Act 93 group, as well as Mr. Lapidus, Mrs. Sarsfield, and Mrs. Lipinski, who successfully negotiated on behalf of the board. And I want to commend both sides. Prior to Mr. Oliver coming on board, Ms. Patterson was involved as well in the negotiations. And through a series of approximately 9 meetings, we were finally able to come to resolution, and the Act 93 group clearly recognized that in these financial times, they had a fiscal responsibility to the taxpayers, as well as to other staff members who had successfully negotiated very strictly bound financially responsible contracts as well. So in that spirit, the Act 93 administrators knew that they were going to also be held to certain guidelines and parameters. And after a series of negotiations, we ultimately were able to come to agreement. So I want to thank them for their diligence in terms of looking at ways to save money and also to be compensated fairly, given all the time and effort that our administrators put in on behalf of the district. So thank you for all of your efforts. And Kat, Walter, thank you for yours as well.
Number 11, payment of bills, recommended motion. The Board of School Directors authorizes the business administrator to approve the payment of bills as they become due and payable over the summer months of 2016. Is there a motion? We did.
commented after.
Is there a motion for the payment of bills? Okay, thank you. Are there any comments or questions?
Mr. Check. Aye. Mr. Sales. Mr. Lapis. Ms. Nelson. Ms. Sarsfield.
Number 12, annual appointments. Recommended motion. The Board of School Directors approves the annual appointments as follows. Designation of depositories for 2016-2017 school year. Citizens Bank, Pennsylvania Local Government Investment Trust, Pennsylvania School District Liquid Asset Fund, PNC Bank, TD Bank. Is there a motion? Is there a second? Are there any questions or comments?
Mr. Check. Aye. Mr. Sales. Mr. Lapis. Ms. Nelson. Ms. Sarsfield.
Aye. Number 13, acknowledgement of gift. Recommended motion, the Board of School Directors acknowledges with extreme thanks and appreciation receipt of a gift from the Springfield Township High School Alumni Association, class of 1964, in the amount of $8,000 for a new high school library maker studio. Is there a motion? Is there a second? Are there any questions or comments?
Mr. Check. Aye. Mr. Sales. Mr. Lapis. Ms. Nelson. Ms. Sarsfield.
Aye. Number 14, Moss Rehab Agreement. Recommended motion. The Board of School Directors approves the athletic training agreement between Springfield Township School District and Moss Rehab Einstein at Elkins Park for the high school and middle school for the 2016-2017 school year at a total cost of $61,266. There is no charge in the cost, there's no change in the cost from 2015 to 2016. Attachment 00, 000. Is there a motion? Is there a second? Are there any questions or comments?
Mr. Check. Aye. Mr. Sales. Mr. Lapis. Ms. Nelson. Ms. Sarsfield.
Aye. Number 15, approval of bond parameters resolution series 2016. Recommended motion. The Board of School Directors approves the attached parameters resolution for the issuance of series 2016 bonds in an amount not to exceed $9,200,000 for the purpose of the current refunding of series 2011 bonds and issuance costs. Attachment PPP. Is there a motion? Is there a second? Are there any questions or comments? Mr. King?
Mr. Check. Aye. Mr. Sales. Mr. Lapis. Ms. Nelson. Ms. Sarsfield.
Aye.
Just one quick comment. I just want to point out that this diligent refinancing that we're going to be undertaking should net savings of over $300,000.
Number 16, My Learning Plan. Recommended motion, the Board of School Directors approves the agreement with Frontline Technologies Group, LLC, for their My Learning Plan Professional Development Management System, MLPP-DMS, and the addition of My Learning Plan Observation and Appraisal Management System, MLPOASYS, through the Montgomery County Intermediate Unit, number 23 Consortium, from July 1st, 2016 through June 30th, 2017. Attachment QQQ. Is there a motion? Is there a second? Are there any questions or comments? Aye. Number 17, Scholastic Digital Products Contract. Recommended motion. The Board of School Directors approves the contract between Springfield Township School District and Scholastic for Encyclopedia Americana, Grolier Multimedia and New Book of Knowledge from August 15th, 2016 through August 15th, 2017. Attachment RRR. Is there a motion? Is there a second? Are there any questions or comments? Mr. Keith? Aye. Number 17, Performance Plus Contract. Recommended motion. The Board of School Directors approves the contract between Springfield Township School District and SunGuard Public Sector, Inc. for Performance Plus / Performance Tracker and Performance Plus SIF from July 1st, 2016 through June 30th, 2017. Attachment SSS. Is there a motion? Is there a second? Are there any questions or comments? Mr. King? Aye. Are there any public comments on non-agenda items? No. Future meeting dates. Interim board meeting, Tuesday, August 2nd, 2016, 7 p.m., Freeze Memorial Lobby. School board meeting, Tuesday, August 16th, 2016, 7 p.m., Freeze Memorial Lobby. This time, there are no board committee meetings scheduled.
I do want to announce that we will be most likely scheduling a property committee meeting probably the first week or so in August. We don't have an exact date yet, but it'll be approximately that time. And at that point, one of the things that the property committee will be discussing is finalization of an architect of record for our new projects that we've been talking about. I also just want to take this opportunity to thank all of our staff and our families and students for a wonderful school year. It's kind of hard to believe that the year has come to a close. It actually seemed like it just flew by this year. Maybe that's just because I'm getting older, unfortunately. But it really was a good school year, and I think it was a productive one, and we accomplished a lot. So I just want to wish everyone a very safe, happy, and definitely healthy summer. And to our board members, thank you again for all of your diligent work this year and for your support. And I wish all of you a very happy summer as well as you leave for hopefully a good summer vacation. Thank you.
I echo Dr. Hacker's sentiments. The board, I think, would like to thank all of the administration, the teachers, support staff, bus drivers, everyone that really makes our district such a special place to be. I know that we appreciate it. I know our children appreciate it. And have a wonderful summer. Thank you so much for all that you do. So this meeting is adjourned.